The next UFC event is headlined by a dynamite matchup, but the rest of the card is basically a lot of filler. But a night of fights is a night of fights, and I'll drink during any one of them like it's UFC 199. My name's Flyin Brian J, and this is my beer pairing suggestion for UFC on Fox 27.
Lager of the Lakes by Bell's Brewery out of Comstock, Michigan. First of all, I want to say that this beer is fantastic. It's a crisp, clean, bohemian-style pilsner that is as drinkable as they come with the right amount of bitterness and a refreshing finish. However, I'm using it as a stand-in for a watered-down American light lager, or as I call them, big box beers, like Bud Light or Coors Light, etc. I refuse to support gigantic beverage companies like InBev, so I won't use them for a beer pairing and instead chose a beer made independently that fits the style. Like those beers, this fight card is a run-of-the-mill, dime-a-dozen sort of fight card. Ordinarily, the UFC brings out the stars or the big guns for the UFC on Fox events, but this time we've got guys like Drew Dober and Jordan Rinaldi on the main card. Not to say those guys aren't high-level competitors or that they won't bring an enormous amount of excitement to our lives on Saturday, but having those names near the top of what used to be flagship events for the UFC just feels a bit lacking. Even the co-main event isn't spectacular. Andre Fili is win-loss in his entire UFC career, and Dennis the Menace Bermudez is on a 2-fight losing streak and is just 2-4 in his last 6. Also, Fox cards are more easily available to even the most casual MMA fans than any other events that the UFC puts on because you can watch them with just a crappy pair of bunny ears. Similarly, big box beers are the most widely available malt beverages in the world. Sure, the main event between Jacare Souza and Derek Brunson is an extremely fun matchup with potential title shot implications on the line, but that fight alone doesn't change the pre-fight letter grade for this event all that much. If a UFC card ever deserved big box beer, it is this one, but there are still a lot of craftier options.
I thought about going with some crocodilian beer or maybe something from Brazil, but I was unable to locate that, so I really struggled at the liquor store this week. But whatever you choose to go with for UFC on Fox 27, whether it be Bud Light, Coors Light, Lager of the Lakes, puffing on that Chiba, just don't do any hard drugs, that's bad for you, okay? Just do it responsibly. Cheers.